Scorpio, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early July 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Scorpio collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going. My guide spirit team, talk to me. What do you got for us? What do you got for Scorpio gang in early July 2025? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Scorpio, please. My gods, let's get this first card out. What is the energy? And I can't wait after last week's reading. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Can't wait to see what the energy has this week, that's for sure. So the card, The Right Way. And I've seen this a few different times. It's a very authoritative card, especially this week. It's shown up for a few different signs. So this might be a thing across the whole zodiac. Watch out for any people that are a little too bossy or set in their ways, especially with this. But this can also be very good. This card can also represent like clear instructions or distinctions. Like, this is the way, this is what I need to do. Before we fully dive into it, though, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the July subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check it out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this. So again, with this deck, we go intuitive with the meanings. We have that little frog with a wig. We have Alice, and they're both looking at a crown. So I do think of authority. Now, in a positive sense, don't be surprised if someone comes up to you asking for advice, or maybe you're going through a situation where maybe you could use another set of eyes. That could definitely be the case whenever this card is here. Because to me, it's like structure and guidance. This is the way it should be. In the positive sense, yeah, it could be like some guidance. So again, there's something here about giving or receiving advice. Now, the challenge with this card is I feel like it could be very traditional in a sense where it's like, no, this is the right way. This is how we've done it. That is how we've always done it. And that is how we will continue to do it. Listen, there's nothing wrong with tradition, in my opinion. I have certain family traditions myself. But sometimes when you're dealing with an energy that is too immovable or too set in its ways, that energy could be a little cloying, right? It could be a little restrictive. So just something to watch out for in this time, especially if you're dealing with a situation that's a little too stubborn or someone that's a little too stubborn. And don't be surprised if certain things pop up that push you slightly out of your comfort zone with this card. So we're going to leave it at that. We'll let them chill over there. They can keep debating. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for Scorpio gang. What's happening? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It's not uncommon to see hidden energy or some secretive energy in a Scorpio reading, right? It's just how we're built, people with Scorpio placements. We're not the most, I don't want to say forthcoming, because Scorpio is very honest, but there's a privacy to Scorpio energy. Last week, though, there was like an overload of hidden energy, obscured energy, secrecy. And again, I didn't necessarily feel coming from the Scorpio's direction. For some of you, it felt like someone purposely keeping a secret or purposely trying to keep something hush. That's what I was picking up last week. So we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you. Because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards here for Scorpio. Oh, quick, very quick. Okay, 10 of Wands. Again, that's not a bad card. It's very determined. It's heavy. It's weighty. There's like a weight to this energy for one reason or another, which could tell me there might be some importance attached to it. Let's get a couple more. Okay, we got the Emperor in position number 2. So the authoritative energy we've already been discussing, my friends, shows up once again. Okay, now for some of you, this could be great. This could be you taking control or you leaning into your authority. I guess it really depends on your situation, right? Mileage may vary. Yeah. So King of Swords, these are energies that they're kind of conflicting. They are kind of conflicting in one way or another. It's like a power struggle. of some sort. Let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow card. And this energy I'm seeing here ties almost perfectly into this here. So it's going to be intriguing to see how this unravels. But if you kindly look in the box, before we fully dive into the classical meanings and archetypes, at first glance, I'm seeing some decent elements. I always say I look at the elements first. We have a lot of fire here with the Ten of Wands. Wands represent fire. This is Aries energy. So we think of the realm of action, movement, the internal combustion system within us. And I get a lot of fire energy when I read for Scorpio too. So that's not uncommon. But again, it's the action element. Then we have the King of Swords right there on the back end, which is air. That is very logical. It is very set in its ways kind of energy. Not like the King of Pentacles, but it's very specific to the point. Like this is structured. And same could be said with both of these. It's like there's two distinct ways. King of Swords is like super strategic. And we'll talk about him more. But when we mix the fire and air, you know, I always say it, there's a certain volatility when you mix fire and air. It could be explosive. So hopefully it's a good thing. But to me, it's like I feel forces colliding in one way or another. Let's go through this piece by piece and really start to build it out. So position number one, we have the Ten of Wands. Now, the good stuff when it comes to this card, and we see this individual, they're usually walking up a hill. They have a big bundle of wands in their hand, and they're moving. They're not going to quit. They're going to keep going. Everyone knows that Scorpio is a very determined zodiac sign. When a Scorpio sets their mind to something, come hell or high water, there is nothing that is going to stop a Scorpio from achieving what they set out to do or achieving what they set out to succeed at. Honestly, and this card, in its positive sense, is that never say quit, never say die type of attitude, which I do really like. However, there are some challenges with this card. It can be very heavy. It's not easy. There's a lot of weight. So whether it's an emotional burden, a mental burden, a physical one, you want to watch your physical health and vitality when this is here. Make sure you're not burning yourself out. But to me, it's just like, all right, either there's something heavy, weighty, or important about this, or serious, whatever label we want to put on it. Um, Either that or it's like, no, I am determined to have this, or I am determined to have this result. It's like very sure of itself, which again, there's nothing wrong with that. Now, moving to the middle, this is where we start seeing the potential for a power struggle of some sort. We have the Emperor, the King of Kings, right here. Okay, Aries energy. Some people also link it to Taurus, by the way. And when we see this, it's a card of control. Now, there's a lot of positives to the Emperor. Like I said, it's entrepreneurial, it's the shot caller. It's like, hey, this is the way it needs to go, this is the way it needs to be. It's very particular. I will have it my way, and nothing will tell me different. So maybe some of you are feeling strong. Maybe some of you are feeling your power. You know what? Yeah, that's heavy. I don't give a damn. I'm doing my thing anyway. Like nothing's going to hold me down type of energy. That's a positive of this Emperor. There's a lot of confidence, there's a lot of grit when it comes to this Emperor. However, I keep throwing in those howevers. The challenging aspect of this Emperor could be a control freak type of energy, someone that is a little too particular, like, no, it has to be this way, and if it's not this way exactly, I don't want to. I don't want to see it. I don't want to have it. This could be a person you're connected to that always has to have it their way or no way. That's kind of the energy I pick up in the challenging sense with this card. And I'm not saying it's challenging just yet. We'll just have to see. But he is the King of Kings. Now, moving to the very back end, we have the King of Swords. Now, what do I always say about kings in my readings? All kings represent control of their respective suits. So we have the King of Kings with the King of Swords. This is also a very powerful personality. Maybe you're connected to an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. If that's not the case, the King of Swords is more about mental control. So in the positive sense, there's planning, there's strategy. Nothing is done by accident with the King of Swords. Everything is structured, everything is as it should be. It's very particular, even more so than the Emperor. This is a card that also has a lot of determination and strength. It's very stern, very serious, honest, and straightforward. I like the King of Swords. I could vibe with that type of energy. However, the challenging side to the King of Swords, it could be mean. It could be very aggressive. This card can also be mind games, right? Like someone playing mind games, like little ploys, little plots, and stuff like that. So when I see the Ten of Wands with the Emperor and this King of Swords, it's like all the energy is converging. And it's like, listen, there could be only one, right? Like it could only be one energy that comes out on top. So I would say in this time, most definitely watch out for like personality struggles, power struggles, stuff like that, because I'm getting a lot of really strong energy converging in one place. Now, these cards could also represent authority figures. So watch out like how you react to authority in general, whether it's people in authority. But we're just gonna have to say maybe there's something that you're trying to get under control too. There's just so many layers here. I feel like I could do a 2 hour reading just on this. But let's go through this. I want to dive deeper. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for Scorpio gang, please. What do we got? Oh, and yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot because, as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that 10 of Wands. See what shows up. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Scorpio, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, let's see what that 10 of Wands has to say. Why is that 10 of Wands here? Thank you. Yeah, this energy just intensifies more and more. Now we're getting a lot of people. Please watch out for like any group drama, group dynamics, people trying to pull you into their situations because I'm seeing a lot of people starting to show up. So again, whether it's work and colleagues or family, and there's just a lot of people that I'm starting to get. Now, the Knight of Swords is very similar to the King, where it's like it's moving, it's action, it's fast, it's aggressive. So I'm already kind of picked now. I'm going to give you the good and the bad here. The good message I'm picking up with the Ten of Wands, Knight of Swords, it's like, I will accomplish this. So, for a lot of Scorpios, if you have a clear goal, if you have a clear object of your desire and something you are wanting to accomplish, there is a clear indicated energy here of like, no, yeah, you'll make it happen. Like, regardless of how heavy it gets, you have what it takes to accomplish what you want. However, the Ten of Wands and the Knight of Swords, the fire air combo, the explosive energy. So I'm still getting this energy of potential conflict. Just too much strong energy converging in one place. It's like too much power, too much strong energy converging in one place. That's the best way I could put it. So I do feel like we're already getting a warning here about all this energy coming together because this Knight of Swords is one of the fastest moving cards in the whole entire deck, and it actually feels a little wild too. So watch out for any individuals that you're connected to or that are in your sphere that you feel like they're kind of out of control, where it's like, oh, this person's out of hand. Like, what the hell is this person thinking? What are they doing? It's like giving me that kind of energy. So there might be someone or something where it's like, well, what is this person thinking? Right? Because this could be like explosive action or unexpected action too. So we got a lot going on. Let's keep moving. Let's see what the king or the emperor, the king of kings, has to say, because this energy is just super, super powerful. It's like all converging. Let's see what that emperor has. Thank you. Yeah, all right. And this is the energy that really tries to calm things down. To me, this feels like the peacemaker type of energy here in the center, where it's like there's kind of an energy that feels like it's mediating or trying to keep things reined in, keep things calm. But again, intense. Every one of these cards, if you look into the classical meanings, if you're not a reader, you will see that every card that we have on the board is super, super intense. Now, that's nothing new to Scorpios, right? Like we're known for our intense energy and intense situations, but it is like all converging somewhere. Now, when I see the Emperor with the Eight of Wands in reverse, it's like you go in that corner and you go in that corner. Or no, we're not going to talk about this right now. We will revisit this another time. So if there is anything that starts to go a little haywire, or anything that's too intense or starts moving too quickly, Spirit could be telling you to like maybe circle back on it, maybe to revisit it, like let things cool off and revisit it at another point, because that's what I'm seeing here, where it's like, all right, we're going to let the energy mellow, we're going to let it cool down. Eight of Wands in reverse underneath this Emperor is like literally someone trying to get a handle on something, someone trying to control something, and make sure it doesn't get too out of hand. So I do feel like we could label it any type of damn warning we want, whether it's an important warning, a serious one, an explosive one. There's a warning here about all this powerful energy culminating and converging in one place. So whether it's conflict with other people or even within oneself, it just feels super, super intense, and it's all fire and air still. when we look at the elements, which again, that is stuff that can go sideways. So I think it is prudent to be cautious in this time, okay? With your dealings with other people, with situations you're dealing with, because I'm getting an energy where it's like, let's put a pin in this and let's revisit this when the energy calms down. Let's go in on the King of Swords. Then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow. So why is the King of Swords in the mix? Yeah, of course. Of course. Now, this is the energy that seems to poke and prod. This is the energy that I'm seeing where it's like, all right, this energy is trying to calm it down. This energy is trying to flare it back up and make it worse, if that makes sense. And I don't want to use too much strong language, but we have temperance in reverse underneath it. Now, I will say this for a lot of you, you are protected. That's one thing I will say. Archangel Michael shows up even in reverse. That spirit giving us a little heads up, like, listen, Scorpio, even though there's a lot of intense stuff and things might go a little haywire, you are protected. You will be fine. Everything will be okay. However, when I see the King of Swords with temperance in reverse, it's like there will be no peace. So whereas I see the Emperor trying to calm something down, you go to that corner, you go to that corner, let's circle back. This energy feels very aggressive and mad and pissed off. And it's like, no, you know what? No, I'm not going to let it calm down. It's something that's pressing the issue. So I will say this, there could be very clear warnings about certain individuals that you need to be aware of in this time, especially if you're connected to a person that can't leave well enough alone, or if you're connected to a person that's very antagonistic, where they don't give something that time to chill or cool down. Because when I see the King of Swords temperance in reverse, it's like no peace. There will be no peace. I'm pissed off, and everyone else will be too. It's giving, listen, Scorpio, this energy is wild this week. It's like super wild. And again, since this is Sagittarius energy, more fire. So all fire, all air. You get what I'm saying. I don't have to repeat myself for like the 20th time about that elemental mixture. And temperance, usually in the upright, a card of calm, peace, relaxed, we're chilling out. It is in reverse under this pissed off King of Swords. So again, whether it's someone that's mad, angry, pissed, or it's someone that you need to be aware of, especially if they're antagonistic and they can't let this peaceful energy wash over, it just feels like a lot. Feels like a lot. Let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow card. We got some warnings, we got some wild energy. If there's any zodiac sign that could handle it, it would be Scorpio, gang, right? But if you kindly look in the box, position number one, we have the 10 of Wands with the Knight of Swords. So the positive of this, I feel like if you do have an object of your desire or a goal or something you want to accomplish, this is Spirit saying like, yeah, you got this, Scorpio. You'll do it. It might not be easy, but you got this. That's a really good thing. But to me, it's just that really aggressive energy converging. Like this energy is not making it easier, and neither is this one. This energy will push the issue, and so will this one. Now, in the center, we have the Emperor with Eight of Wands in reverse. This energy seems to try to be mediating and calming things down, trying to get a hold on it, and trying to be a peacemaker, so to speak. It's like a go-between, where it's like, no, 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 it doesn't have to be like this. Let's circle back. So it could be advice from Spirit saying, like, Scorpio, maybe you want to address this situation a little bit down the road. Maybe you don't want to touch that right this second. Because it's an energy where it's like we're splitting. We're putting you there and you there. Moving to the back end, and yeah, there's warnings all over the place, whether it's an important one, a serious one, an explosive one, whatever label we put on it, it fits the bill with what I'm seeing, because there's just so much power struggle and strong energy converging. On the back end, we have the King of Swords with temperance in reverse. To me, this energy just feels pissed. This energy does not feel happy. And it's like, if I'm not going to be happy, no one else is going to be happy. This could most definitely be a person you need to watch out for and beware of as well, especially if you know certain individuals that like to get a rise out of people that are antagonistic, where it's like, okay, all right, you want to calm things down? Let's see how you like this. It's very much like poking, prodding, trying to get reactions. So do with that information what you will. Please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for you, my friends. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. So let's get you one. And if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. Put a link in for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel. I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get it going here. What do we got for Scorpio, gang? What do we got? Thank you. And the Chariot. So even your shadow card has a ton of intense energy. So just to remind you, the very first card, the right way, the insistent, straightforward, this is what it's going to be type of energy, all these powerful personalities, and the Chariot. Now, the Chariot is Cancer energy, the Cancerians, and usually it can represent distance and travel, action, going back and forth, but it's very similar to this Knight of Swords. It's fast, it's determined, it is not going to let its foot off the gas. So when I see it in the shadows, it's like, okay, well, you thought it was over? Maybe not. Or you thought something was going to calm down? You might want to keep a close eye on that, because one thing I say about the shadow side of the Chariot is that it was originally made as an instrument of war, right? Like way back in the day, people used to fight in chariots. So when I see this in the shadows connected with all this other stuff, I feel like right now is a time for you to just be cautious, do your own thing, stay in your own lane, don't get dragged into other people's stuff, and revisit serious things a little further down the road. Because all this energy, to me, feels like it's a little too volatile to really make any huge progress. So we're going to leave it at that. Scorpio, that's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The July subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, you could book a personal reading with me on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. My digital calendar's over there, so you could go check out availability. But for the July subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my most favorite decks, the Tarot of the Owls. It's beautiful, it's unique, and it definitely fits this season. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed, and second, let me know down in the comments, for all the uses that tarot has to offer, which do you think is best? Do you like using it for love situations, personal, financial, business, you name it? You put it in the comments, you'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.